T-Word. Thank you for rocking with your boy. This is going to be my Week 10 review. In reality, it's probably going to be more of a Saints rant because I feel like my team just got taken for a loss on yesterday, and we're going to get into that in a minute. First thing I want to say, I appreciate everybody that's been liking the page on Facebook, T's Corner. Also, be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel, which you should be seeing this video on right now, and also follow me on Twitter. That's going to be THEUSC_TEE. And go ahead and engage with me. Feel free to follow me, like my tweets, all that type of stuff. Again, thank you all for supporting the Facebook channel. We're trying to grow that daily. We're also working on the website. We should have that up within the next 2 weeks, more than likely in about a week. And I'm also looking for sponsors for the show so we can improve the quality, be it video quality when we do phone interviews and things like that. You'll be able to also make donations on the website if you choose to do so. Again, you're not obligated to do anything. Just keep showing support, watching the videos, listening to the podcast on SoundCloud, and following me so I know that you're out there. And feel free to engage. I put out mailbag questions pretty much every couple of weeks just to get a pulse on the football community and just sports community in general. So without further delay, we're going to get right into basically my rant for the week. I don't do this a lot, but I'm going to do it today because I feel like it kind of ties into something that I talked about on a quality talk show with Quentin. My primary issue is officiating. There's been egregiously bad officiating week after week in the NFL, and it's coming in so many forms. It's frustrating because I'm a major football fan. I'll watch pretty much any game that comes on. I watch D3, D2, FBS, it doesn't matter. High school, even middle school football. If it's kids out there or players out there in helmets and shoulder pads, I want to be out there watching. And the NFL product is becoming just a tad bit unwatchable because we keep running into the same thing. The officials are deciding games when they shouldn't. When you've got so much technology, it just blows my mind that we don't have certain camera angles that will determine games. There's a camera on the rope that goes from end to end of the field that you can see, and it gives an overhead view. Why don't we have something that just runs down the sideline? And with the resolution on camera, you can put one at each goal line, and it'll give you a pretty reasonable view of what's happening all the way down to the other goal line. So a 100-yard range, or at least a 50-yard range. There should be more cameras placed in positions for different types of places to view. And with all the money the NFL makes, I don't see why this type of technology is a standard at every stadium. So it's just frustrating where games are coming down to plays where the wrong camera angle is viewed by the official. New York isn't coming in with the right call, and it's clear to everybody that it should be overturned. So what I've learned in my brief time really studying partially officiating is the telltale signs of when it seems like the guys just don't know what they're doing. Okay, so you have a play that happens and it comes under review. They're going to come back with a couple of different answers for it. Let's say it's a turnover, and it's fumble recovery or something of that nature. All right, so they're going to review the play, and you'll get either the ruling on the field stands, the ruling on the field is overturned, or the ruling on the field is confirmed. So, to quickly explain what those mean, if it's overturned, obviously that means whatever they saw made them decide that the ruling on the field was wrong. If they say it stands, that means that they couldn't decide one way or the other what happened. So they're just going to leave it as it is, like, well, no do-overs, that's just what it is, y'all got to deal with it. I think that's pretty crazy. And then the other is the ruling on the field is confirmed. What that means is they were able to review it, and the video evidence supports the original ruling, and it stays that way. What I can't figure out is why we don't have the technology to match these rulings, because two of them are going to be hard one way or the other, and you rarely hear that. Most of the time when something's reviewed, they just say it stands. So that means that excuse me, they're not seeing anything, or they're not seeing enough to overturn these plays. That just doesn't make sense. This is a professional level. There's people that pay to get in and watch these games, and you're getting a broken product. You're getting a product that it's not at its best. If it takes an extra 2 to 3 minutes to look over something, it's got to happen, in my opinion. So let's talk specifically about what I mean. So two things went wrong on the extra point play, and New Orleans Saints didn't block this game. First thing was the player was allowed to leap over the line of scrimmage to block the kick. That part was totally legal. There's no dispute. But there's something that was happening when he was making that leap. One of the defensive linemen from Denver actually used his elbow and forearm, this area, to press down on the helmet and shoulder pad area of the offensive lineman, which prevented him from popping up into his proper stance. That's defensive holding, cut and dry. If you look at that play and you see that happening, you know that whatever happens after that is null and void because you have a penalty, which means the Saints line up to kick again. And with the game tied at 23-all, this is pivotal at this point. So let's fast forward a little bit. Now, Denver's recovered the block kick, and the player streaking down the sideline. It was number 34. I don't remember his name. Please forgive me. However, this player is streaking down the sideline, and as he wavered towards the sideline, he stepped out of bounds. First, his balance carried him out, so his right foot stepped on the line about half and half, and then his left foot also tipped over the light of the field. So he finally makes it to the end zone and award Denver 2 points. So now they've got a 25-23 lead, and the play comes under review. This is the head scratcher. Before the play was over, I realized he stepped out of bounds. When they showed the replay, I realized he had stepped out of bounds. And then they played the replay over the Jumbotron in the dome, and the fans realizing now, I know what you'll say, the fans are going to have a home slant anyway because it's the home team and it was going against them. And then some people are going to say, well, there was a white shoe on the white chalk. But one thing that I saw in the game a few weeks ago was they looked for that green grass to be between his foot and the sideline to determine if he's in or out of bounds. So you're looking at a sliver even this big. He should have been able to determine. If you can't see that, that's probably a foot on the out of bounds line. So I just feel like they threw that call, and there's nothing that can be done about it. The Saints, not saying that they would have won the game, but if you tack on the penalty on the play for defensive holding, they get to re-kick. More than likely, the player doesn't make the same athletic play. The Saints make the kick. They're up 24-23, and now Denver has to go out there on offense. And Osweiler was under pressure all day. There's nothing to say that they wouldn't have went down there and kicked the field goal. However, you would have at least given the Saints a chance. But unfortunately, a missed call and then not overturning the play on the field led to a loss for the Saints, in my opinion. That's just what I think about it. So that's going to be my rant for this week. Now we'll go ahead and do a quick week 11 preview. And the Saints have a quick turnaround. They've got to get over a really bad loss or a really heartbreaking loss and then head over on the road to Charlotte, North Carolina and play the Carolina Panthers. Now the Saints hold a 1-0 edge over the Panthers already because they played them once in the Superdome and walked away with a pretty decent win. And that game was kind of close. The Saints were ahead and held control early, and the Panthers stormed back. So they can't be taken lightly no matter how much they're struggling, and Cam Newton is still Cam Newton. So I've got 3 matchups for that game that are going to be important. Number 1, the Saints defensive line with the newly healthy Sheldon Rankins against the Panthers offensive line. And that line has had trouble this year. Cam's been hit a lot. In fact, at a later time, we'll talk a little bit more about protecting QBs, including the ones that are built on linebackers. But he's been hit quite a bit this year. His protection has broken down, and he's under duress a lot. And if the Saints can apply anything like the pressure they did against Denver, more than likely Cam's going to have a rough day even at home. Now another matchup we're going to look at is the Saints linebackers against Greg Olsen and the Panthers running back. Jonathan Stewart, he's had the Saints number for so long. He and at one point D'Angelo Williams used to just run wild in the Saints. I mean, they might be in a slump, but they play New Orleans, and it's going to be a 100-yard day for one of those dudes who touchdowns. Luckily, D'Angelo's gone. He's up in Philly. Love that guy to death, but glad to see you out the division. But Jonathan Stewart is still there, terrorizing the Saints. And I fear that our run defense may not be up to par, so I'm concerned that that matchup may not favor the Saints this week. The third matchup is going to be the Saints wide receivers against the Carolina DBs. And this one I think is going to favor the Saints because with those DBs from Carolina and now with the progression of the Saints wide receivers, that's going to be a pretty good matchup. I see Michael Thomas shaking back very well from his 2 fumble game. He's a he's a tough young man from what I've seen, and he's determined and he's a hard worker. So I know he'll put this behind him and be mentally checked in and be that much more focused on doing a good job this week in Charlotte. Brandon Cooks, you've seen him. That dude is just so amazing. I mean, that last touchdown catch on Sunday, I really thought they were going to go back to Thomas, but Breeze found Cooks, and I mean, a 5'9" guy played huge on Sunday, so you can't overlook that. He had a great game. I think he'll do the same against Carolina. Now, the guy who's going to be sneaky good this week is going to be Willie Snead. He's like Drew Brees' safety valve. He just gets open all the time and he makes plays. So I'm excited to see him have a big game. Probably wouldn't start Kobe Fleener in fantasy football, and I'll tell you why. He's still too sporadic. He just can't be trusted. I might even say going as far as starting Brandon Coleman instead, because he has become more sure-handed. He just doesn't get a lot of snaps, but he's coming around and becoming probably the player that the Saints expected when they signed him as an undrafted free agent a couple years ago. So let's see. Not going to go ahead and make a prediction today. I have one out on game day to let you guys know who I think will win. So please check back for that. Again, thank you for subscribing to the YouTube channel. Thank you for supporting the like page on Facebook. And remember, that's T's Corner. Don't forget to hit that little subscribe button down somewhere. And keep rocking with your boy. Again, I appreciate everything that y'all do for us. Don't hesitate to contact me at teeword@teescorner.info if you have any questions, or if you just want to throw something into the mailbag and just give me some feedback on what you'd like to see with the channel. Again, I appreciate you rocking with me. I am T Word.